Those who sealed it were Nehemiah the governor, the son of Hekeliah, Zedekiah, Seraiah, Azariah, Jeremiah, Pashur, Amariah, Makijah, Hattush, Shebaniah, Maluk, Hadim, Midamoth, Obadiah, Daniel, Ginnathan, Baruch, Meshulam, Abijah, Mijamin, Mejia, Bilgai, and Shemaiah. These were the priests, the Levites. Jeshua son of Azaniah, Benui of the sons of Henadad, Kadmiel and their associates, Shebaniah, Hodiah, Kelita, Peleah, and Hanan, Micah, Rahab, Hashabiah, Zakur, Shebiah, Shebaniah, Hodiah, Bani, and Beninu. The leaders of the people, Parash, Pahath Moab, Elam, Zatu, Bani, Bani, Asgad, Bebai, Adonijah, Bigvai, Adin, Ater, Hezekiah, Azur, Hodiah, Hashum, Bezai, Hadif, and Nethoth, Nebai, Makpaesh, Meshulam, Hezur, Meshezebai, Zadok, Jadua, Paletia, Hanan, Ananiah, Hashia, Hananiah, Hashub, Halohesh, Pila, Shobek, Rehum, Hashabana, Messiah, Ahia, Hanan, Anan, Muluk, Hadim, and Bani. The rest of the people, priests, Levites, gatekeepers, musicians, temple servants, and all who separated themselves from the neighboring peoples for the sake of the law of the Lord, law of God, together with their wives and all their sons and daughters who are able to understand. All these now join their fellow Israelites, the nobles, and bind themselves with a curse and an oath to follow the law of God given through Moses, the servant of God, and to obey carefully all the commands, regulations, and decrees of the Lord our Lord. We promise not to give our daughters in marriage to the peoples around us, or to take their daughters for our sons. When the neighboring peoples bring merchandise or grain to sell on the Sabbath, we will not buy from them on the Sabbath or on any holy day. Every 7th year we will forego working the land and will cancel all the debts. We assume this responsibility for carrying out the commands to give 1/3 of a shekel each year for the service of the house of our God, for the bread set out on the table, for the regular grain offerings, and burnt offerings for the offering on the Sabbaths, at the new moon feasts, and at the appointed festivals, for the holy offerings, for sin offerings, to make atonement for Israel. And for all the duties of the house of our God, we, the priests, the Levites, and the people, have cast lots to determine when each of our families is it to bring to the house of our God, at set times each year, a contribution of wood to burn on the altar of the Lord our God, as it is written in the law. We also assume responsibility for bringing to the house of the Lord each year the first fruits of our crops and of every fruit tree. As it is written in the law, we will bring the firstborn of our son and of our cattle, of our herds, and of our flocks to the house of our God, to the priests ministering there. Moreover, we will bring to the storerooms of the house of our God, to the priests, to the first of our ground meal, of our grain offerings, of the fruit of all our trees, and of our new wine and olive oil. And we will bring a tithe of our crops to the Levites, for it is the Levites who collect the tithes in all the towns where we work. A priest descended from Aaron is to accompany the Levites when they receive the tithes, and the Levites are to bring 1/10 of the tithes up to the house of our God, to the storerooms of the treasury. The people of Israel, including the Levites, are to bring their contributions of grain, new wine, and olive oil to the storerooms where the articles of the sanctuary, and for the ministering priests, the gatekeepers, and the musicians are also kept. We will not neglect the house of our God.